Hey guys, Greg Medford from Medford Knife and MKT USA. What's going on? Got a batch of cool stuff headed out to DLT Trading today. Don't forget, swoop in, check us out on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube at Medford Knife. You'll notice today I've got this little spinner I put together, and we're gonna probably come up with some way to make a fun game out of this. But the spinner we're gonna use to pick a knife. And when we pick the knife today, we're going to do a little swag bag with it that's going to go out to DLT. It's got a schmog, a shirt, a couple of stickers, some patches, and one of our titanium tags. So let me dive right into this with you guys. We'll talk about these knives a little bit, and then at the very end, we're going to let the spinner pick one of the knives that we're going to rock and roll with and get these out to DLT. In order to get the swag bag, you're going to need to call up DLT, or get online or whatever, call them up, buy the knife, and then the swag comes with that knife. Okay, so here we go. And just for you, it's DLTtrading.com. You can ask for Paul up there. He'll be the only one who knows about this in all likelihood, because I just sprung it on him. All right, so let's check out this lineup of goodness here. Why don't we start nearest me? We'll take a look at these three. What's this one called? Not the... Thank you. Jeez. We've got three Theseuses here with the new clip on them. 6-gun hardware, all with serial numbers, and the serial number is ground off on this side, but you'll see it here on the spring side, you'll see it here on the blade. So we've got one with a little bit of I don't know, what do you call that, a little lavender look. This one's a little bronzed anno fade, and this one's a little lavender anno. Pretty sexy knives, and I like the new clip. So these are pretty sharp. Let's move over to a couple of, this is an old TFF-1 and this is a TFF-H. So for everybody who doesn't know the difference, TFF-H is going to be nominally a 3/16 blade with 3/16 scales. You can see this one's a fully sculpted with the new clip. The TFF-1, this is a fluke TFF-1. There's not really going to be, this is not a knife we make. It's just a fluke how it happened. We made some skinny sides for the 3/16 blade so that essentially we would have a knife that met an old order, and they're just going to get lucky and have the new TFF-H, which is the old Fat Daddy clip on it. So a couple of those sexy beasts. We've got another, this is an actual old Fat Daddy, a no kidding Fat Daddy with some cool faded out sculpting and S35VN with the Fat Daddy clip. So we're looking at D2, S35VN, D2, S35VN. Let's walk over to these Marauders. Oops, and I don't have my glasses with me. So these are Marauder H's with the new custom Marauder clip. These are tuxedoed, black with stainless hardware. You'll see this one's got a little bit of a deco design on it, lasered into it with great tactile, tactile component to it as well. We see them in drop point and Tonto, and then an S35VN, S35, S35, and another drop point. This one's got a very, very cool kind of iridescent boa quality to it. Very cool. Over here to a Marauder H that's got some top sculpting on it, flaming. It's got a really cool flaming that looks like a German World War II kind of camouflage, which I think is kind of sexy. Over to a half tuxedo S35VN with serial numbers, of course. TFF-H in a raw tumbled blade. Another TFF-H with a lot of sculpting on it. This is in CPM 3V. PVD blade. Actually, this is an Armalube blade, not PVD, which I'll talk to you about Armalube in a second. We've got a flamed out one here, all with custom clip, 6-gun hardware, flamed hardware. This is one of my favorite ones, actually, and this black Tonto. All right, so let me talk just a little bit about PVD coatings. PVD, DLC, and Armalube. These are all cathodic arc technology. It's a cathodic arc plating because they don't really have a better term for it. But without getting too crazy involved in what the science is behind this, I went to a cathodic arc conference out in Indianapolis 2 years ago, so I've been pretty thoroughly briefed on this, and I actually looked at bringing the technology in-house, but it's crazy. So it's about a $2 million system, super high-tech. It's kind of a lab coat kind of job. You've got an autoclave, which pulls a vacuum. You've got a cathode within the chamber. The cathode can be of different types of materials. You pull a vacuum, you heat the chamber up to between 500 and 700 degrees Fahrenheit, put an electrical charge negatively and positively, and then you, in some instances, inject a gas, either inert or as a kind of as an electrolyte or as a additive agent that you pull an electron from as you create a plasma arc from your cathode over to your part, which is hanging on a tree or rack inside the vacuum chamber, negatively charged and heated up. So this is PVD and DLC, and I can get into the whole science, but without driving you guys crazy. They are a cathodic arc plating. The nice thing about it, it's nearly as hard as a diamond. It mechanically, chemically, and I don't know, atomically bonds to the surface of the steel and becomes part of the steel. It's not an application to the top of the steel. So the only way to get it off the steel is to remove the steel. You really can't separate it from the steel. So what's great about DLC, PVD, any of these sort of cathodic arc technologies is they have almost zero dimension. So when you're chasing little tiny tolerances of a couple tenths here or a couple tenths there to make a good knife, if you introduce a coating that has almost no dimensionality to it, it's a boon, because now you can make the final size. You don't have to guesstimate what the coating's going to be. Most applied coatings are not that precise, so they've got a big plus or minus variance that screws up knives. So it's something that I've chosen and most high-end guys have chosen. When you see PVD, DLC, or any other cathodic arc type of coating put on, you know that it's integral to the steel. It's as hard as a diamond. It's super high-tech. It's super expensive, and it makes the art of high-end knife making tenable. Applied coatings are no good. So now I'll talk a little bit about Armalube. Armalube's a fascinating product. It's done here in Phoenix, Arizona. I think we're one of the only knife companies in America that's having it done for knives. It is the same exact type of cathodic arc technology that you see in DLC and PVD, except it was made for deep water drilling. What's really cool about it, I mean, it's amazing. DLC and PVD, if I throw them in my tumbler and tumble them for 15 minutes, I get this lovely stone-washed black finish. If I throw Armalube in for 45 minutes, you can't tell it's been in there. It's got an inherent lubricity to it. It's fantastic for firearms. It's great for blades. It's good for handles, and it's great for integral lubricity. So it has a tendency to lubricate slightly on its own. It's got a slippery component to it that makes it really, really hard to tumble. And tumble is, after all, an abrasion. It's a byproduct of abrasion. Let's go through really quickly. So you see this knife. Everything that we do now is all Armalube. We're done with PVD out of the company up in Oregon that we're using because they're a rotten, horrible, awful company. So here we go. What we'll do here is I'm going to spin this little micro Praetorian on our little game of life and knife. I will spin it. Whatever knife it ends up on, the swag bag is attached to that. Here we go. It's spinning around. I feel like I'm roulette in Vegas. All right, it's clearly pointing to this half tuxedo, half tuxedo Marauder H here. Now, T-shirt, smog, tag, window sticker, window decal, a Praetorian sticker, Black Knives Matter, MKT USA, a couple of stickers. Just a little spiff to add to it. Have a little fun today. So if you call up Paul and you tell him you want the knife that goes with the swag, he'll know what you're talking about. If you call in the next few minutes, because we post this right away, when do you think you're going to post this, Billy?
In an hour.
All right. So if in an hour, if you within an hour of it posting, you let us know what size you are, we'll make sure the T-shirt is. You know what size this shirt is?
Double XL.
It's a double XL. So it's a double XL, and if you happen to be an XL, we'll make sure it's an XL or an L for you if you need it. So reach out to Paul at DLT. Their number is 877-622-2397. Greg Medford from Medford Knife and MKT USA. Check us out at medforduniversity.com. I'm out.